Well, damn, my mic wasn't on. These matches just happening. I was going back to saying what I was saying here. Or was it on all the time? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna start now. So I say, if anyone hasn't got to this point, skip ahead. I'm sorry if I didn't catch up to you guys. I'm sorry that it wasn't even fucking here. Is anyone even still watching this fucking shit? Anyway, I don't give a fuck. Dead. That has to be 8. No. Okay. I'm gonna say skip this fucking match and let's be real here. Let's go real. Yo, Joey, welcome to the stream. I fucked up because my mic was off the whole time and I was talking about shit that I really felt was important. Okay, so now that you're here, Joey, this is not for you per se. This was for Tyler asking questions before, and I didn't realize that my mic was off. So I'm gonna go answer some questions, and this is what he was asking me earlier. I'm gonna go back as far as I possibly can. Okay. I'm gonna go on rant here. So hear me out, right? Let's do this. Record this thing. I'm starting now, and I'm gonna save this video for later on so everyone can hear me, because I know that some people already left or whatever the case may be, and I didn't expect that. I didn't know my mic was off, but whatever. Fuck. Let's make a match first. Let's make a perfect match. Let's put a four girls ladies match together just so we can get. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna talk for a half hour on one thing and then try to switch back. I don't care about this. I can record and I can stream it, whatever the fuck it be. Let's get a normal match going. It's not my ladies account, so it's gonna suck talking about ladies when they're not ladies. But hey, fuck it, what you can do? So let's get this going. Let's get Rue Riot in here. This jobber is central in this game. Jeez. Can't wait to play as Beth though. I'm not gonna lie about that. Patricia in there. Let's put Asuka. And let's put Asuka. I don't know why they called it that. It's fucked up. Put Blissy in there. I'm gonna talk about this shit because it's like I said, I can go off about this shit again and again and again, and it's gonna suck that I have to say it again. But I thought my mic was on the whole time. Anyway, I don't give a fuck. Let's get this thing started. Oh shit. Whatever. Let me do fail away. I can rant about. I can do another match later on. Okay. So Tyler came in earlier in the last stream I had, the what do you call it? The Simpsons Hit and Run stream part 1. And if you want to go back and listen to what I was saying before, you can go back and listen to what I was saying before. He was saying, and let's get started here from the top. Let's just get started from the top. He was saying about, also, why wasn't Tori Wilson in WWE WrestleMania 21 become a legend? And they had Jackie Guetta and Nydia in the game, and also Trish and Lady Casey Stanton. Blah, 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 blah. Made it sense just asking why. I don't know why Tori Wilson wasn't in the game. I don't know why. Licensing is a bitch. And it goes different ways. Different people, they have different contracts. You just can't go with that one. So that's first one off. Then with the said also, if you check the game roster on Spencer Show website, she wasn't on the page. Right. It's just he was asking about Raw 2, and I was saying I played I played Raw. I didn't play Raw 2, so and so. WrestleMania 20, I didn't like WrestleMania 21 not at all. Not at all. He was asking about why Dawn Marie, Justin Credible, and Lance Storm weren't on Raw SmackDown together as the Impact players. And that's because they just didn't like them together. Honestly, they didn't like it. WWE didn't like anything that ACW was doing. They just wanted to prove that they had the numbers and they could buy out both ECW at the time and also WCW, which they fucking did with ease. Because WWE had the money to do that. I mean, did you see their the late 90s to the early 2000s of Raw? And it was fucking crazy. Like, they were packing houses weekly. I mean, now you watch Raw and like, hey, there's some people missing on this show. You can see it, right? But back then, they were packing. They were packing houses. And this with this internet that we have now, everyone has the dirt sheets and everyone knows everything what everyone else is doing. That's what happens. But if you go back and look, they were killing it, right? But they did not like a lot of ECW guys. You had guys like Raven and other guys that came in, Rhino, who kind of stayed a little longer than most people expected him to stay. Because most of the guys in WCW and in ECW did not stay. It wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. It's just how it was. They didn't allow it. They just like, yo, fuck this shit. Why the fuck are we doing this at all? It's just fucked up. That's how it was, right? Then going back to, then you would see he was telling me that Don Marie was in WrestleMania 19, ECW Anarchy Rules, and so and so. Like I said, that goes back to contracts. It also goes back to ECW and Anarchy Rules also being on a different engine, right? That wasn't supported by WWE. It's not like right now where WWE has or had THQ and now has 2K, where it's like, hey, THQ, we're only making wrestling games for WWE, right? We're only making wrestling game, or 2K now is like, hey, we're only making a wrestling game for WWE. We're signed a contract with them. We can't make a wrestling game for any other stuff until this contract with them is over, and even then, it's probably gonna be over because they're trying to keep them as long as possible. That is just how the fucking cookie crumbles, yo. If we got money, we're gonna pay you. We say we want you specifically, and we want you exclusively to make video games for us. Then that's what's gonna happen, right? Same thing with Midway. We didn't know Midway was gonna fucking take up TNA, but they fucking did. And they made a decent game out of it. Well, not the best, far from the best, but still decent enough to get by, right? Cool, no problem. Now go back to what he was saying with. He was also talking about Credibles in WWF Raw, right? He was in WWF Raw, but it goes back to licensing as well, right? He was saying who would you want to be hardcore? Which woman besides Mighty Molly would you want to be hardcore women's champion or a hardcore champion? And I said to him, I don't think that was the case. Most of those ladies couldn't wrestle, and that's how we got into this point here. He was saying he would want Stacy, Tori Dawn, or Nydia to be hardcore, being tough and great at wrestling back then, and we'd want them to be, but they set themselves up. They set not them themselves, but W set them up to be a failure. And I said this a million times before, and you can go and look for yourselves and look at the fucking time. During the Trish Stratus era, right? It was well believed that Trish wasn't gonna be who she was now, right? Look at Trish Stratus now. Easily they can say one of the best female wrestlers that WWE, one of the female wrestlers that WWE has ever had to offer, ever. Not just because of the accomplishments, but just because of the everything. She had the look, she had the wrestling, she gained the wrestling personality. She was Canadian as well. She had the blonde hair. She had everything going for her. It was good. It was going good for her. Right? It made sense. Are they gonna break that up? Well, this match is over. AI, dumb again. I gotta change it to, what do you call it? Pinfalls and submissions. But I want to do iron. I don't want to do a fatal full-weight Iron Woman match, whatever. Anyway, go back to what I was saying. You had these ladies, and they were set up. They were set up to fail. Trish Stratus was one that stood out, right? Because she said, "Hey, I want to be eye candy, but I also want to be able to wrestle. I want to get better at what I do. I don't want to just stand here and waste time. I don't want to just stand here and show off my tits all day." Which she did show off her tits all day, but she also wrestled while showing off her tits. Things that other ladies like Tori Wilson wish they could fucking do. Dawn Marie wished she could fucking stand in there and wrestle. Nydia, who had a good, decent training before she came there, didn't wrestle a damn lick. You know why? Because she couldn't hold the fuck up. Just couldn't hold up. And that's how it was. You couldn't fight that shit if you wanted to. It's just fucked up as it was. And you wanted to step up and get better, but it wasn't happening. You wanted to step up and say, hey, we can do shit. We can be better. But it wasn't happening. They were already stuck in the hole. I'd say the since from 2000 maybe 1 to, or even before that. I mean, you can go farther than that. Even when WCW was around, right? Even when ECW was around, women were looked at as valets and eye candy first. Before they were ever wrestlers, they were looked at as that first. There was no way to get out of that. They were stuck in that. And it sucks. It really does suck when they really want to try so hard to get out of it. But they were already stuck in a rut. They said, yo, you show off your tits, you show off your ass. That's it. You're stuck as that. Right? So we can go through the fucking list here. Or Tyler, what you were saying. Right? Tori Wilson wasn't getting over. She was over as a look. But she wasn't over as a wrestler. Right? She wasn't over as a wrestler. Back then we looked towards that. We look back in the days of 2000. Unless you were watching the indies, which a lot of people weren't, until 2003, 2004, 2005, when other promotions started to pop up like TNA, when we started realizing there's other alternative things to watch besides WWE, you weren't watching the indies. A lot of people were watching replays and shit, but they weren't watching the day right there and then, right? But that's how it was. WWE was all most people knew. All I knew until 2006, 2005, 2006 was WWE. I didn't know about TNA. I didn't even know Ring of Honor existed. I've heard of it. I've seen it, little clips on the internet, and I thought it was just some crazy backyard shit. But it really was something that was really in there. It was something that was extra. You didn't expect it. It was like, what the fuck is this? This is wrestling? This is amazing. It was blowing minds. We're expecting you to have your mind blown. But there it is, right there and then. Have your mind blown. Right? It's just how it was. Let me switch this, make this last lady here. There it was right for you. But if you go back to WWE, and Tyler was saying they improved, but not by much. Those ladies that they talk about improved, but not by much. And I was going back to what he was saying. I was saying, look at the ladies that you posted, right? You were saying Tori, Stacy, Candice, Michelle, Christy Hemme, Ashley, Layla, Michelle, McCool, Maurice. The only people I could see that really stood out as wrestlers there was Michelle, Layla, and Maurice. Ashley was in the middle, but Ashley didn't stay around long to really get any kind of credibility, right? Christy Hemme didn't stay around to get a lot of credibility, right? You go back with Candice, who was trying to step up. Wasn't really happening though, because not because of the injury, because you just knew that she wasn't going to be there for that long. She was there about showing off her goods. She showed them off well. We all enjoyed it. We all had our moments with, right? But it was a moment in time. It wasn't a feel of like, hey, this is a good moment in time. Permanently, it was just, hey, these girls are good. Put them together, right? And as much as that sucked, that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it, right? Michelle McCool stood out, being one of the first ever women to hold women's championship and divas championship, right? Layla also being in that presence of Michelle McCool started to really become more knowledgeable in the ring. Then she started doing tag teams and stuff when it was Lay Cool, when that shit started to blow up, right? It was annoying, but you realize that these are the only girls that you really have on SmackDown, and they're decent if they're going against. When they were having matches with Nikki, right? They weren't the best matches of all time. Right? You had girls like Victoria that have been stepped up by then, right? That you had girls like Lita who have stepped up miles ahead before half these ladies did. You had like I said, you had Trish, you had Jazz, you had Molly Holly, you had all these ladies that were stepping up and getting better and better and better and better and better, and they were improving by leaps and bounds. But those weren't the ones you wanted to watch anymore, because it got to the point where it's like, hey, if you're not showing off your tits, we don't care. Molly was like, I'm not showing off my tits to you. I'm not going to show off my ass, right? She got her haircut and all that shit, and she was all about that. That was her choice. That wasn't like, oh, WB made the choice to cut her hair off. No. It was like, they asked her. She said, sure, I agreed to that. So anyone who's asking about that, you're foolish. That was they asked of her if she wanted to do it, and she signed and co-signed it, said, I will do it. So anyone that says, oh, WB had to cut her hair off, no. She said, I agree, let's do this thing. But I digress. Let's go back to what I was saying. These ladies, those are the ones who stepped up. Tori Wilson was not the kind of, was trying to step up, but it was too late, right? So she got into fitness, and I think the best thing that she did, hold on, is this? I think the best thing that Tori Wilson did was leave WB, because she became so much more better after that. You might say, what? That's fucked up, dude. No, it's not fucked up. It's real. It's the real truth about it. What is she doing now? Fitness. She's fucking training people how to become... Yo, everyone wants to be fit now. No one wants to be a fat fuck. It works perfectly with everything she wants to do. And I completely agree. Go with it. If it's something that's big right now, fitness is big in the world right now. Everyone wants to look good. Everyone wants to have the fucking tan and the muscle and all that shit. Everyone wants to have a good look to them, right? There's something you just can't fight. A lot of people want to look good, and not everyone can, right? And some it's not. Some people it's in their genes. Some people it's just they just can't look good, right? But the ones who want to look good and will try end up looking decent. Tori Wilson did a damn good job of saying, hey, I want to be a fitness instructor. I want to do that. And what happened at the same time, too. Trish did the same shit. She was like, I don't want to wrestle anymore. Fuck that wrestling shit. My body's beaten up and everything. Let's do some yoga. Well, now Trish has her own fucking company doing yoga and shit. Not just in Canada, but all over. That's amazing. That's how you do something. Most of these ladies think they're going to get fame, and most ladies like Eva Marie and JoJo thought they were going to get fame and fortune. Oh, we're going to do what other ladies didn't get fame and fortune through doing this. No. You get fame and fortune by fucking proving that you can fucking stay in the ring. Whether you win or lose, it's the fact of, hey, can you stay in the ring long enough? It's the same thing with Becky or Bray Wyatt right now, where they're credible, they're wrestlers, they got it, they have everything that can make them champion and hold the championship belts forever. But the writers are fucking it up, right? The writers are having them trash, right? Fucking Homeboy that does most of the production, the directing, and all that shit, right? He doesn't like Becky, right? Then you got Bray, who's in a shit show right now. He's in a bad spot. He's in a bad spot for a while now. And you know why he's in a bad spot? Because of them making these dumb decisions, right? So now you have someone like, Becky, who can't fucking get up any higher in the world. And she's a fucking upsetting co-captain, losing first in the fucking Survivor Series, right? You have Bray Wyatt, who was holding the belt for a while and then fucking just had to instantly drop it, and ever since then has just been shit. And you had that belief for him in that weird moment. You're like, oh, he's champion, he's gonna fucking do it. He's gonna blow up. He's gonna fucking they're finally gonna push him the right way, and they fucking show him. They give him the shit show, and all your belief that in this guy is gone. And what belief can you have in a guy who, you know, you put all your belief into, and now it's all gone? And every time you want to put some more belief into him, they drop him lower and lower and lower into the card. You say, oh yeah, he won a rivalry match? No way. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. And that sucks. Because you want these guys to step up. They work their asses off to do this shit. And these directors in the back who think they're running the show, I mean they are the ones who fucking give them the shit in. Right? It sucks. Going back down to what you were saying more, Tyler. You were saying, would you agree about Tracy Brooks? These TNA ladies here now. Tracy Brooks, Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, Lacey Von Erich were decent in the ring. No. Out of all those ladies here, Tracy Brooks, Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, Lacey Von Erich. Who stands out of all those ladies who could really wrestle? Madison Rain. Easily. She had the non-likability factor. You didn't like her at all. She already had that going down for her, right? Cool. Even when she was kind of holding the championship, you're like, right? Velvet Sky got worse over time. How do you go from starting in wrestling and getting worse as you spend more years on the fucking show, or spend more years on the roster, or spend more years wrestling? How do you get worse? Madison Rain, no. If you look at the beautiful people between Angelina Love and Madison Rain, Angelina Love stood out by a long shot. Angelina Love's no damn 5-star match quality female by the slightest, but goddamn, she could put on some good matches. Hell yeah. You couldn't compete with that shit. A lot of ladies couldn't. Like I said, there's a reason why Gail Kim went back to TNA. There's a reason why Gail Kim went back to TNA after her fucking stint in her first stint in TNA. What happened, right? She was in TNA, right? And sorry, so she started off in WWE. She blew herself up there. Then went to TNA, right? Came first ever women's knockouts champion, right? Cool. If Awesome Kong became the first ever knockouts champion, I wouldn't even be upset either. It was a perfect time. It was a perfect time for either one of them to either be. It didn't matter who it was, as long as one of those two walked out as the first step, because they definitely deserved it. Awesome Kong works her fucking ass off. spent time in Japan. Not just that, but spent time learning the Japanese style, mixing that style in, doing so many different things. And she has stuff going for her. It made sense, right? It made sense. It fit. I was looking at her making this too. She's gonna make the pin. Make the pin stand. She's gonna stand like an idiot. But that's how it was. And you just couldn't fight that. I mean, it made sense to have one of those two as a champion. But then what happens? Gail Kim goes back to WWE. After a while, right? What happened to Gail Kim? Bra and panties matches all over again. With the same ladies she left within the first place. The shitty part is half the ladies that were there with her in Raw originally are gone now, right? You had all your Molly Hollies and your fucking Victorias and your Jazz and all those ladies who were stepping up. Gone. So now you had other ladies like the fucking Bellas and the Maurices and all the ladies that weren't the best by the slightest. And I'd say have improved by a lot, right? Those are noticeable ladies that you think in WWE now, right? But they were, at the time, they were not stepping up. A lot of them try to step up and couldn't get out of that hole. Nikki Bella, I said all the time, has grown by leaps and bounds, but she's still very limited in what she does, right? She has the build now. She has the fucking thick legs where she can fucking lift up other ladies across her spine with ease to hit the rack attack, right? Or hit the rack attack 2.0, which is not easy to fucking take someone's body and spin it damn near by their neck and fucking take them down to the mat with a TKO. It's not an easy thing to do. You know these ladies are light. You gotta be thinking about this. You're taking someone that's just about the same height as you. You're taking them on your back now, and now you're throwing them almost into a spiral to pull them into a neck breaker or a fucking face buster, right? That's not easy to do, right? That takes technique to pull that off. It's not like the other person's throwing their body for you. You have to legit throw their body, right? She's found a way to say, hey, I'm dating John Cena. I gotta learn how he does half the shit he does, right? How do you fucking strength up? How do you bulk up? Bree's got no way. Bree's got no well as well too, but just doesn't have that fucking it about her, right? That it factor about her that Nikki has a little more of, just because they want to push the right way. Sometimes if you push the right way, you tend to say, hey, if I'm up the top, I might as well be at the top, looking good, doing it, right? Do it. Going back to what I was saying. At the time, before all this shit, they were shit. They were shit. Think about the ladies that were around when Gail Kim came back to fucking WWE. It wasn't great. It wasn't good at all. It was bad. Right? So when you go and say like, or Lacey Von Erich was hot garbage. Hot garbage. Christy Hemme, another one that we talked about before, was a great female who didn't really stand out until she left TNA. Because you get to see her real her, right? Who was this exciting character. Christy Hemme was always the jumpy, happy character that she was meant to be. But then when she really got out of it and really got into turning into something to her own, then you start to believe, oh shit, Christy's really good on the mic. Christy's really good being, not maybe not being the best wrestler, but hey, maybe she's a good commentator. Maybe she could be a good voice actor. Like, she's good doing something, right? She's good doing something. You see that a lot of that with other ladies who said, hey, maybe we can step out of that. Then you were saying, Tyler, about Christy Hemme and the Billy Gunn thing. Billy Gunn, think about the time Billy Gunn grew up in. Billy Gunn's no young guy, by the slightest. Look at the time he's grew up in. He grew up in a time, in a southern time, too, where disrespecting women was like, it wasn't a thing like, oh, well, we disrespect our women around here, we love it. It was just like, hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles, right? Look at the time now. Look where we're at in the world we are right now. And I said this before. If you're in a fucking, as a guy that watches, a guy that may watch sports, right? I don't watch sports besides the occasional wrestling, which is not really a sport, but you get the idea, right? It's still in that genre of wrestling. You wouldn't call this a simulation. I mean, it's not a video game. This is, but wrestling is still in that world of a sports entertainment, so-and-so, if you want to call it that. WWE calls it that, but you still can call it that same shit. Why should I make it say? You can still call it that, right? So go think about football, right? Think about basketball. Think about hockey. Who's always on the cover? A guy, right? I'm not trying to make this thing. Oh, girls, it's not fair against girls. But think about this. Guys always look toward as first, right? You think of it. Think about in Japan when people have when the baby boom, right? Where they was like, hey, if we want to have someone that we're looking forward to, why should stand there letting her pick? This game is dumb as hell when you have AI. When it's all AI, it's dumb as fuck. But going back, right? Think about the time we come since history damn near began, right? Females always look towards as this weaker fucking half, right? Because for the most part they are, and not all. It's not mostly in like not like mentally or anything like that. But when you look at it in a physical aspect, you want the fuckers who are big and bulgy to be fucking cutting up their fucking wheat every day to go sell it to fucking market and all that shit. You're not gonna say, oh, well, the girl can do it. No, they gotta keep her in the house and have her do that shit. That's just how it is. And this is me speaking real shit here. You can't get around that. That's just the truth of the matter, right? You can't fight that. That's just how it was fucking always indented to say, hey, the ladies are weaker. They're the weaker of the human species. That's just how it's gonna be. You can't fight around that shit. Gee, she just tossed her. But you know what I mean? In sports, you know, as a guy, you're not like, oh, well, I don't like girls. I hate tits. I hate ass. I hate a good-looking girl. No, you don't say that. But you always say, hey, I want to see AJ Styles versus Nakamura, right? If you were to choose, you want to see AJ Styles versus Nakamura or over fucking Asuka versus fucking Ember Moon on a really good Ember Moon Asuka match where they've had before. You can go back and watch it, right? Or fucking or in those ladies, or Mickey James versus fucking or like Mickey James versus Trish again on a really good note where everyone's on their shit, or Mickey versus Lita or some shit like that, or Ember Moon versus Lita where everyone just ate that shit. Ember Moon versus Lita or something like that. You're not gonna make those choices. You're probably gonna more likely choose AJ versus Nakamura, right? If you're a guy, if you're a straight guy, no bullshit, no fucking whatever, you're gonna choose that just because that's been indented in your mind that if as a guy, it's what you're watching wrestling. I want to see these ladies. I want to see these guys wrestle. I don't want to see ladies wrestle. I want to see these guys wrestle straight fucking here and now. I want to see fucking people bleed. I want to see fucking gruesome. I want to see that shit, right? Go with any sport. Any fucking sport, whether it's combat sport, whatever the case may be. Go with anything but any sport. That's how the cookie crumbles, right? So go back to what I was saying, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's an asshole. He's always been an asshole. You gotta realize that. As a human being, you gotta realize that. You gotta realize who was fucking running the show at the time of that when TNA was around that time. Vince Russo. The guy who practically, not by himself, but somewhat fucked up TNA. It's like, fucked up WWE. No, sorry, WCW, right? He fucked up WCW. Not him alone, right? They made horrible business decisions, right? Having things like fucking monster truck brawls and shit, dumb shit like that. Spending way much more money than they fucking should have. Doing half the stuff they did, right? Doing all this promotion that didn't get them anywhere, right? They were trying, but it didn't get them anywhere. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? So, it's just, you can feel bad for Christy, but like that's just how it was. And if you realize where you're at, and you're trying to speak up against shit, sometimes you get shut the fuck down real quick. You got a guy like Billy Gunn who's an asshole, who has a guy who's running the show, who's just about as a chauvinistic pig as anyone else, being Vince Russo, who makes dumb decisions when the crowd's screaming fire Russo and shit. When they're screaming fire Russo and doing it in a chant format, then something's wrong. You need to get rid of this motherfucker. And they did, but they did too late. Now TNA is not fucked up now because of Vince Russo, right? Because TNA still had moments that got over, but they had stupid things going on. Not just with the girls, but with the guys as well. So if it ain't working with the, let's always say, if it ain't working with the guys, it ain't working with the girls either. That's how you can go through it. Go back to what I was just saying with the guys and girls, right? If it ain't working with the guys, it ain't working with the girls. If you have bad writing or horrible whatever, it ain't working with them. It ain't working. No matter what you try, it ain't gonna fucking work. It's not gonna work. You're saying Hemi face Voodoo Kin Mafia. You fit bad for him, he came in. No, bro, so you already said that shit. Before. Sorry, going back here. Also, that's the feud that's what started the feud. Do you remember where Christy Hemme first started in TNA Impact? Remember when it started in 2006? And she was fired by WWE and won Knockout of the Year 2006 and Gail. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like they have acknowledgement in TNA, at least when you're a female. Like you're not always gonna get the best treatment, but at least you'll get knowledge. At least you have some noticeable knowledge. It's sad to say that for girls like Daphne that didn't really get the chance to fucking go all out, but some ladies did, right? And for the ones who did, they gave Gilcrim all the praise in the world, right? And it's a start. It's a damn start. It's better than starting nowhere, right? It's a start, and that's where you want to go. Starting somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. You can't just start from nothing, right? You gotta start somewhere. Either way, And then also, Tyler, you're just asking about streaming. I was like, yeah, I use OBS. You can stream off of the YouTube app, but I don't know if you can. I don't know what they really do because I don't use that shit, so I can't tell you for sure. Not gonna lie to you. That's what the Funkadactyls as well. The Black Pirates. What the fuck did you say? Joey, I told you, don't fuck around. Joey cut you off. Thanks, Joey. If you're still here, my boy. And then going back to what you were saying about which is upsetting, and this made the last thing here, and then we still try to measure it out or go back to anything I was saying before. We were saying, Tyler's also saying, I think maybe you possibly got a whiff of this, Joey. Maybe you came in a little late, I don't know. But he was asking about why is AJ Lee's entrance taken out of the game, but they kept Layla's, and so they kept Layla's and the Funkadactyls entrances. Just look, that's an obvious one, honestly. If you're with CM Punk, you're dying with CM Punk. That's it. You live and die by the sword. CM Punk is the sword, right? CM Punk's doing shit now by himself. He's doing a little MMA stuff. He wants to do another fight. He wants to get better. I think he needs to take more training up. He needs to be training all every fucking day. He really wants to step the fuck up, right? Cool, no problem. And if you're CM Punk right now, or at the time when he left, oh sorry, if you're AJ Lee, let's go there. If you're AJ Lee at the time and you're with CM Punk and you're planning on getting married and all that, and you're also you hear CM Punk gets fired or he left or whatever this may be, I don't know the story. Everyone has a different one. People who weren't even part of the show, aren't even part of the show. People act like they fucking know outside the streets, right? They, oh yeah, I read the dirt sheets. I know. I'm a friend of Triple H. My father, he shut up, stupid. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, fucking, no one really knows, right? CM Punk says one thing. Triple H says another thing. No one knows what the fuck it is. But I do believe that AJ Lee left because she didn't want to be put in a hot seat anytime soon with WWE. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have treated her super bad, but they wouldn't have done her right by the end of the day. They wouldn't have done right by her. They would have destroyed her. Somehow, some way, they would have just everything that she worked for, the whole Divas thing. I mean, they already did it with AJ Lee's. Remember they gave it to Nikki Bella? They were like, oh yeah, she just beat AJ Lee's AJ Lee's streak, right? Or AJ Lee's fucking whatever longest reigning whatever streak. They did that shit on purpose. Nikki Bella didn't have to hold that belt that long. If she did, she would have. But what happens right after? What happened right the fuck after she missed the shit over the day? Fucking Charlotte, was it Charlotte that beat her? That was cool. That was a nice reversal that she caught that. She like reversed 2 ladies at once. That was cool shit, Becky. What was it? Charlotte that beat her? Or somewhere else? I don't forgot. I thought it was Charlotte that beat her, right? It just happened out of the blue, right? It shouldn't have happened. If you're gonna have that credibility, then have Nikki hold that longer, right? Nikki wasn't going through any fucking issues or anything like that. Charlotte was like, yo, it's fucking, Charlotte pops up, oh yeah, let's give her the belt. Why? Out of the blue, just give her the belt? Sure. No, don't do that. What the fuck you thinking? No, we gotta beat AJ Lee's fucking streak. Now her record is, she's second, right? Now she's on the shit show. Hey, like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing with these ladies, man? It's foolishness, right? That they took her stuff out of it. They're trying to eliminate everything about AJ Lee and CM Punk. What did they do with CM Punk this year earlier in the game? That light, I still need to change that light. I don't change that shit after this stream's over, after this match is over even, right? What did they do with CM Punk? What did they do with CM Punk? They said, yo, if you're on the game, you make a CM Punk call, they're gone. I said, what the fuck happened to all the CM Punk calls? Remember all the ones that came in? Gone. Why? No reason. We don't like CM Punk. We told us to take him out. We here at 2K love CM Punk, but not WWE. And they said take him out. Wherever WWE says goes, right? Wherever WWE says goes, and that's what goes. So for them to take out her entrance as well, it's a matter of fucking time. And you're saying why the fucking Daxel's interested in there? Because of Naomi? It's like, no, because Cameron's not there. It's just Cameron didn't leave on a fucking bad note. Right? And even though AJ Lee didn't leave on a bad note per se, her just being associated with CM Punk does enough. Just does enough. That's all you need to do. Hey, you're with CM Punk, you're associated with CM Punk, like what he does? Yeah, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Whether or not you like that or not. Whether you like it, that's how they do. They do you dirty. Same thing with Chris Benoit, same thing with China. So, oh yeah, China did porn. We don't want anyone to see that. What? Half your ladies that were wrestling for you at the time did porn. You tell me she can't be in a fucking Hall of Fame because she did some fucking porn or shit? Oh, if the kids look up what she's done, first thing, what's the first few things they're gonna see? China does porn. Gives a fuck. These kids watch every fuck thing. You have the kids that come my stream know more about fucking sex than I do at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just at that point where this generation don't give a fuck. This generation don't give a damn. These kids are fucked up from the beginning. They know so much shit because the internet's in front of your face. You can't tell the kids, oh, not to go on the internet. No, you can't go. No. What the fuck do we look like? Well, you can't go on the internet, kid. You're not allowed to go on there. Like, they already know everything you're telling them. The birds and the bees and all that shit. They learn it from fucking school on their own. They don't need your fucking help. They don't even need to learn it in school. Their kids talk about it. Oh yeah, my dad, they were doing it last night. How do you know what they're doing? Oh yeah, I've seen it on YouPorn or whatever the fuck, right? Wherever you may go to get your adult film, right? Regardless, I digress, right? Going back to what I was saying, these kids know this shit already. You don't want to tell them, right? The whole point of the Hall of Fame is to celebrate what they've done as a professional wrestler, the person they were, right? We may never celebrate Chris Benoit, and I am okay with that because of what he's done. But you're fucking, at the end of the day, China's never killed any fucking buddy, right? We may never see Chris Benoit in the Hall of Fame, but going back, you celebrate what they've done as a professional wrestler. You celebrate what they've done as a professional wrestler, not of the stuff they've done outside. And like I said, with the stuff Chris Benoit's done, I get why they don't want him in there. I understand. But China's a different fucking story. Not just because he's a female, but look at what she's done. Look at half the people who've been a part of the Hall of Fame. Half of them are not even professional wrestlers. Some of them are not even professional wrestlers. Why? You see what I'm saying? It's fuckery. It's fuckery squared. At its finest level, it's fuckery squared. Dumb shit that just ruins good fucking moments in wrestling, right? But that's how cookie crumbles, and you can't always fight a fucking crumbling cookie, alright? You just gotta say, hey, that's how it was taken. We're not gonna wrestle about it. We're not gonna worry about it. This is how it's gonna go. air, dumb as a bag of rocks, I swear. You know, like a maniac, so it means I'm gonna go to bed soon, but man, it's been a good night streaming with you guys, man. Whether you've been here all night with me, whether you've been here for semi-personalized, I see people that I haven't seen in ages here tonight. I'm glad you guys came in asking questions and being present, being ever invested, just being there. Like, that shit's great. Becky's gonna win this shit. There's no one fucking outdoing her right now, unless I'm sadly mistaken and I can't count. She's been fucking taking people out with moves. Just exploding us once again, just cracking them with these moves. But you gotta realize, man, wrestling ain't fucking fair. Wrestling ain't fair. It's unfair as fuck. Like I said, go back to the ladies one more time before this match ends. They're stuck in such a bad rut. It's hard to get out of it. And I said it before, and I said it a million times. And I think I got this one from Stanhope, right? It's Doug Stanhope, comedian. Do you ever see drugs being advertised on TV at any point in time? Do you ever see marijuana being on being advertised on YouTube? Right? Do you ever see, besides like drinking ads, do you ever see them drinking it? Right? If you have a good product, if you ever have a good product, you do not need to sell it. You do not need to tell them that it's good. You don't need to tell me about women's revolution. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. If you ever have something of that big of a caliber, you do not need to advertise it. Just do it. Don't tell me you've got the women's belt on both shows. Just do it. Show me that you got a change. Don't tell me you're gonna change anything. Don't tell me you want to be different than everyone else, right? That shit goes only so far until you need to start proving it. That's why I got over that shit. Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm different than everyone else, you guys. I do stuff differently. I do this. This is the way to do it." No, there's no perfect way to do anything. The best thing to do is do it your way, right? But never say, "Oh, well, this women's revolution, I started it." Paige, she started the women's revolution when she was on NXT, right? She started the women's revolution with all of them. Oh, Stephanie, oh yeah, I started the women's revolution. No, I started the women's revolution. Shut the fuck up. You ladies are part of something big. You don't advertise that you're starting a revolution. You make the revolution happen by just fucking wrestling, by just getting in the ring and proving that you guys are the best of the best. We haven't seen great wrestling since fucking great women's wrestling since the 80s, right? In the fucking the fucking mid 90s. Right, with Londra Blaze and Bull Nakano and all those sort, right? Going to All Japan Pro Wrestling with all the ladies. Go over there and fucking see, what's her name? Akira Hokuto. Getting her fucking neck broken during the match and still wrestling. That's rough shit. I'm not saying every lady's supposed to break their neck to get themselves in wrestling, but you can pretty much see what I'm trying to say. As these ladies meant. They wanted to be the best. They wanted to step up and show that they were the best. They didn't fucking advertise saying, "We're the best wrestling around." You fucking prove it by just putting your fucking actions in the ring. Because there's not much else you can do. At the end of the day, the most important thing about any wrestling match ain't the build-up, ain't the fucking storyline, it's the finish. The finish is what's the most important thing about wrestling. If this match right here that you're watching right now finishes with fucking, Mickey James winning somehow, some way, right? Then Mickey James has won. It doesn't matter what happened during the match, right? You have all the memorable spots. You have everyone doing dive at the same time. But what matters is what, right? Did that dive get her the victory? No. What got her the victory at the end of the day? What got her the victory at the end of the day? That 1, 2, 3, that submission, that pinfall, the finish is what fucking matters. What matters is the finish. That's the only thing that fucking matters at the end of the day when it's all said and done is the finish. If you ain't finishing, it don't fucking matter, dude. The finish ends with a false finish, and it's a false finish never happened. But it's a finish nonetheless. If you finish the right way, for the most part, which won't always be accurate, then that's how it's gonna be. But with ladies, it's a hard thing to get themselves out of this rut, and I only hope, as a fan of female wrestling, as a big avid fan of female wrestling from all times, of all points in history of time, that these ladies fucking get a chance to do this shit quicker than soon. because it's gonna suck if we have to wait another 10 years for this shit to happen. And it may take that long. If it does take that long, then let it take that long. Let it be that long. I don't care. But as long as is there a change, then make a change. But don't tell me about a change. You fucking prove it in the ring. Prove it. That's all you have to do. Anything else? Don't hear about it. With that being said and done, guys, I'm Alcamest 100. This is WWE2k18. I'll see you guys. I'm sorry about all the rants and all that other bullshit. I'm sorry I fucked up earlier on and what I was going to say. And if you guys have any other questions or whatever you are to feel, we'll do more of these discussions. I want to have more discussion before. I know Tyler was here. I'm sorry, Tyler, that you fucking... my mic was off because you probably would have heard what I had to say earlier. But hey, I'll post this video up anyway. At least the 30-minute half of it. It's just 44 minutes of what I recorded. I'll cut it down as much as I possibly can. Other than that, as always, guys, comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Joey, thank you for coming in through with the last minute. But I'll probably be streaming a little bit later on today, if I can, when I get back. I've been streaming all fucking night. I'm dead, but I still got shit to do. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just how I feel on shit. Thank you guys for being here. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Until then, peace out and good shit.